This is Neil with BuildYourOwnWebsiteTips.com. We have a host and a domain, and now we're going to connect them. In our last video, we just finished purchasing a hosting solution with HostGator, and I said you would get an email, and this is that email. I got this right after I signed up from HostGator, and this first link is the link to the billing system where you can manage your account and billing, and then there's another link for your control panel which you manage your site. First, I'm going to copy this password and click on the link to the billing system. Enter my email and paste in my password. Click Login. That brings us to the billing homepage, and if we scroll down, you'll see we purchased the Hatchling hosting package at $8.95, which is the normal price per month, but we bought it at 1 penny for a special rate. In this billing area is where you'd go to change any of your contact information, your account settings like your PIN number, your password, your email information. Billing details, you can change your credit card here, you can view your payment history, and then if you need support, you can create a ticket here. You can view your past tickets. You can even add new packages. So you don't really need to come here very often, but if you need to change that kind of thing, that's where you go. So let's go back to our email. And now I'm going to go to the control panel. I'm going to first copy this password and click on this link. My username was Neil, that was also in the email, and I'll paste in my password that they generated for us and click Login. Now when you come here, you'll get this option to go through a quick wizard. I usually ignore that or click Don't Show This Again, but let's do it for your sake. If this is your first time setting up a host, you might want to read some of these articles, but I'm going to close it for now and just go through this wizard. Obviously English is the default. We'll stick with that. Continue. This is just a quick introduction. I'm going to skip that. This is a quick introduction to the file system for your website. Your package includes everything from this home 3, in my case Neil, or whatever your username is, and then under that there's also the public FTP and public HTML. Public HTML, or also known as www, redirects to public HTML, is where your website will be. Public FTP is where you can allow people to upload files anonymously. You probably won't need that for a website though. One more note, you can set up any of these file names as your default page that they go to when they go to whatever your domain name is. We can talk about that a lot more, but for now let's continue to the next step. On this page, they're basically just telling you how to get files onto your site. They have 3 ways. I mainly look at either the file manager, which is kind of like the Windows old file manager program, or FTP, which you can set up an FTP client to upload files. And that's mostly what we'll do. A lot of your files will already be there because we're going to install applications and then we'll be uploading files through those applications. So let's go to the next step. Now they're talking about the web disk account. That's just something where you can install a program on your desktop and drag files to it to upload automatically. I usually don't use that, but if you would like to do that, you can. But I'm going to skip this step. Now this page you will want to do is setting up your email. My browser filled these in already with some defaults. I'll keep Neil, and I'm going to update my password. Type it in again. Make sure they match. And you can leave that, that's fine for most people, but since I'm the boss, I'll make it unlimited. So I'll put in 0 and create. And my email is created. So now I can get email at neil@byowebsitetips.com. And notice that the login is Neil plus byowebsitetips.com. Now I'm going to skip this step of configuring it with a mail client, but you can do that as well. It will give you some information that you can enter in your client to connect to this account. Let's go to the next step. Funny thing, this page doesn't seem to be correct. It says you can enter your username of your main mail account in the forward to email address field, but that field does not exist on this page. So the default option is it will discard the error and return to the sender with a message saying no such person at this address. So we'll just skip this step for now. This page just tells you that you can get your email through their webmail system, and they give you a link to it here. So I will just open that in a new tab, or as they say, you could drag it to your bookmarks toolbar if you would like. So we can come back to that later. I'll just hit next step for now. This page is to set up your contact information preferences, and it starts with the email I entered when I signed up, and you can put in a secondary email, which I will. And then you have 3 choices here that allow you to get notified when you reach your disk quota, or your bandwidth limit, or if any of your email accounts hit their quota. So I will save that. And this just reviews those settings you just saved. So let's go to the next step. This page just lets you select a style for your control panel. They give you little screenshots here. I will just stick with the default, but if you feel like styling it up a little bit, you can here. Skip this step. This page allows you to set up an SSH key. SSH stands for Secure Shell. It's kind of like a command line. You'd also use it to set up SFTP, Secure FTP, but for now we're just going to skip this step. Okay, that's it for the wizard. Let's click on Home. And if you ever want to look at that guide again, you can just click here. Take a quick moment to go back and look at the webmail login. Remember, I entered this as my address, and then use the password I entered. Log in. And most hosting solutions will give you these 3 options as webmail clients. You can really pick any of them. I think last time I picked Squirrel, so I'll just go with that again. And they want my full name. To continue, I'll skip the rest of this for now. There's the options. Click on Inbox, and I have no mail. So that's all there is to that. Let's go back to the control panel. And this will be your home base for your hosting solution. There are a lot of options in here to play with, and we will get into setting some of these up in the next video. Again, this is Neil with buildyourownwebsitetips.com, and look for my other videos for more information.